Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are planning a trip to Europe and you need to apply for a Schengen visa and you are in the UK, you've come to the right place. This process is the same whether you are in Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya or any other country. The only difference might be the names of the required documents, which I will guide you through today. We will go through all the documents that you need to apply for your Germany or your Schengen visa from the UK. And let's not forget that today's video is proudly sponsored by American Dream and Prep. They are in Ghana, but they teach nurses all over the world online. Their tutorial skills are person-centered and they make sure that you are well equipped before your exam. They also take care of all your board registration, DGFNS registration and WES registration. Guys, I'm going to leave their contact details in the description. Contact them so that you will come back and testify. Without wasting much time, let's fire up. Now, first of all, we all know that Schengen visas allow us to travel to 27 European countries without needing you to get separate visas for each country. For example, if you are going to Germany or France, if you get one of these visas, you can travel to Spain, Italy, and all the other Schengen countries. Today, we are going to concentrate on applying from United Kingdom, and we are going to use TLS for the process. If you're in a different country, you might be using VLS or whichever company that is available in your country. Now, before we dive in or before we create an account at TLS website and book an appointment, let's just familiarize ourselves with the documents that you need before you can apply. The first one, of course, is going to be your passport. This should be valid for at least 3 months beyond your planned stay, and it should have at least 2 blank pages, and you have to make sure you make a copy of your bio data page and send along during your visa appointment. The second document that you need to present is your BRP. You have to make a photocopy of the front and the back of your BRP. You also need to generate and print your share code. Now let's look at the third document. This is a passport size picture, and this should be a recent picture taken within the last 2 months. The fourth document you need for your visa application is a proof of accommodation. So if you are visiting someone in the Schengen country, if you've gotten an invite, let the person indicate during the invitation letter that they are going to host you. They are going to make sure that you have a place to stay during your trip. Also, if you are going for holidays or you are going for a conference, you might probably book with an Airbnb or you can book a hotel. They will send you a confirmation email, and you're going to print this as well and add it to the document that you will present during your visa appointment. So if you are going to stay in a hotel, you can use booking.com, and this is pretty easy. You have options to even pay for the accommodation after you've gotten to the country or your destination. Now let's look at the fifth point. This is quite tricky. This is your flight itinerary. You have to book your flight in advance, and I didn't know this, and because in Ghana, when we are going to Europe or any other country, we make sure that we get our visas before we book our flight, because you don't know whether you get a visa or not. But on the appointment day, I went to the visa center and they told me I have to book my flight before they will allow me to complete my biometrics, guys. So this can happen to you as well. So I'm telling you now that you have to book your flight in advance and make sure you have the confirmation email, print it out and add it to your document before you go for your appointment, else you might be asked to book it at the spot before you can get the chance to go and do your biometrics. Now the seized document or the seized item you have to get is your travel insurance, and the travel insurance you will provide should cover your medical emergencies with a minimum coverage of 30,000 euros. This is super easy to do. If you go on to Money Supermarket, it's pretty simple. You can get a quote as low as 6 euros to 36 euros if you want, but we purchased £8 for 3 people, so 3 people 8 euros, very cheap. The seventh document you need is proof of financial means, so you need 3-month bank statement. Now a lot of people ask me how much they must have in their bank account before they apply for a Schengen visa. Well, according to my checks, you should have at least £40 per day for your entire trip. So for example, if you are spending 5 days, you just have to multiply 5 by 40, and this is going to give you £200. So you have to get a minimum of £200 in your bank account. That is after you've booked your accommodation and you have also bought a flight ticket. Now let's look at the 8th point, which is a proof of employment, or if you are a student, a proof of your student status. So you have to get a letter from your employer stating that you currently work with them and they should assist you in whatever you are coming to do. Just like an introductory letter, you can get the same letter from your school so that you add it to your document nicely, then you send it to your visa appointment. The 9th point is to complete a visa application form, which is also called the Videx form. So this Videx form is located on the TLS website, and we will go through quickly. So we will go through how to create an account at the TLS Contact, and after that we will go through how you can fill the Videx form, and that will be it for the day. Now let's just quickly go on to the TLS website and create an account. All right, so before we create an account, let's remind ourselves that this video is proudly sponsored by American Dream NCLEX Prep. If you want to ace your NCLEX exams at a go, contact them. Their details or their contacts are in the description. Guys, contact them and ace your exams once and for all. All right, now let's go on to creating our account. Just go on to Google and type in TLS Germany, and if you click on the link, I'll leave the link in the description anyway. So they will ask you which center you want to do your biometrics or you want to present your documents, and I'm close to London, so I'll choose London. And you can log in or register depending on how frequent you come to this site. So let's just say we are doing it for the first time, so we register and we have to fill these details in. We have to put in our email address in there. Then after putting in your email address, you just generate your password and you confirm your password. Then you tick this box to show that you are not a robot, you agree with their terms. Then you create an account. This is so easy to do. They will send a confirmation link into your email where you have to confirm, but let's skip that process. So this is how it's going to be when you have a fresh account. You just have to go on to the application button here. If you click on application, you can see create new group. So you can just create a new group and name it anyhow. Let's just say KLB group. All right, so after you've created the group or after you've created your application form, you'll be asked to fill some details out, and this is very simple. You just have to say whether you are going for a short stay or a long stay. But we are going for a short stay, we are going for holidays. So this will pop up and I will just say I'm going for tourism. All right, and you still have to continue to fill in your details, your surname. You put your surname in there and your first name in there as well. So you add your date of birth, you come on to your nationality and you type it in there. So they will ask of the travel document, and my passport is just it's just an ordinary passport, it's not diplomatic. And your travel document, you just put it in there. Your mobile number, you just put your mobile number in there as well. Now with travel information, the question they are going to ask you is the date of departure. So you just have to put it in here. You have to plan your journey in advance so that you know the date you put in there. So let's just say we are going on the 12/12/2024. Yeah, good. Then you have to make sure that all these details are correctly filled, because after submitting them you'll not be able to change it. So this is the first part. Then you click on submit, because after submitting it you cannot make any changes. And after everything, this is how it's going to pop up, and you can add some other people to the list. For example, you are going in a group, so you just have to add a group member, or if you have 6 or 5 or any number of people, just keep on adding till you get the number you want, and after that you submit. So let's just say I'm going alone, so I'll just click on submit. All right. So after submitting, now you have to book your appointment. But with Schengen visas, it's very difficult to get appointment dates, and you have to be strategic and know when appointment dates becomes available. Per my checks, most of the appointment days show up on Mondays morning. So if you want to book an appointment, you can create the form and wake up early in the morning on Monday and start searching for dates, because most of the portals generate new dates on Monday. So you just have to wake up one Monday morning and keep on looking for appointment dates. You have to keep refreshing and refreshing the page till you become successful. Now let's just say we've gotten appointment dates and we are okay. The next thing we have to do is to fill your Videx form. Now if you come onto the application information on top here, if you click on, you will see links and downloads. Just click on the links here, and when you click on that one, you scroll down, you will see links to the Videx form. Now let's look at the first one, which is Schengen application form filling, Videx. Now let's click on that one because that one applies to us, and you have the option to fill this form in German or English. I can't speak German. Let's just switch to English. Now this is pretty simple. They will just take some details from you. The first part is obviously your name, sex, gender, marital status. I'm not filling this one. And the next one is your profession. They will ask you where you work, so you just have to make sure that you fill this side and put every details of your employer's address and everything in there. Now the next one is your address, so they will take some address from you, where you stay, where you live in, postcode and other things. And this section, the document section, is about your passport. You just have to look on your passport and write the details in there. And they also ask you whether your fingerprints have been taken before. If you haven't been to the Schengen area before, you just say no. If you have, yes. Now the travel date is very important because you have to plan your trip in advance. You have to make sure that you make time for the time that you are going to use to search for your appointment date. As I said earlier, it doesn't come easy getting appointment dates. You have to plan in advance and put the times that your trip is going to happen on this part of the Videx form. Now they also ask you if you want to travel in between the Schengen states. Yeah, you can just say yes or no. And let's look at the reference section. This part is where you are going to put your details of where you are going to stay in Germany or any Schengen country in there. So if someone is inviting you, you just maintain the inviting person. But if you are going to stay in a hotel, just click on hotel and you have to put the hotel name and address in there. All these details of the hotel and everything will be on the confirmation email when you booked your hotel, so you don't have to worry. And they also ask you about who is going to cover the cost. Obviously it's yourself, and means of subsistence. You can say you have cash or you're going to use credit cards or any other thing. And that is it. You click on save and your Videx form is ready. You can print it out and you have to sign at the back and make sure that you send it together with you for your appointment. This is very important. Don't forget your Videx form, as it is very important. All right, so you see, creating an account with TLS and also filling your Videx form is pretty easy. Once you've done these two, you have to book an appointment, which will cost you £27.5 if you are in the UK, and you have to make sure that you book in advance. As you know, slots can fill up quickly, and I've already told you about when it is the best time for you to get your appointment date, which is on Monday from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Also, when attending your appointment, make sure that you have arranged all your documents very well and you have all these documents ready, because on your appointment day, the receptionist or the people at the embassy are going to make sure that you have all these documents ready before you will be allowed to even pay for your visa fee, which is going to cost you around £76.80. You can also pay £30 extra for your passport to be delivered to your house. Alright guys, so now we've done all the things that we need to do. We've registered, we've submitted our documents, and we have to wait for our visa to be confirmed, and this can take roughly 15 calendar days, but nowadays it can go up to 45 days depending on how busy these embassies or these visa centers process these visas. Alright, so if your visa is approved, you'll be notified by an email or you will be notified by a text message, and you have to check for errors. Yes, these embassies can make errors sometimes, so you just have to make sure that your names are spelled correctly and your date of birth, everything is intact before you take your passport home. And if it was posted to you, you have to make sure that you send it back to them for any corrections to be done. Well guys, thank you for watching the video up to this end. I hope that you also succeed in getting your Schengen visas like we did, and give us a thumbs up, like the videos that we post here, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends to subscribe to the channel so that we grow together. A big thanks to American Dream Ankles Prep for sponsoring today's video. Guys, talk to them and have your ankles journey simplified for you. Until next time, see you. Bye.